Well, Prince William has given an update on the health of Princess Kate, saying she's doing well when asked how his wife and children were during the opening of a charity centre in England. Meanwhile, their daughter, Princess Charlotte, is today celebrating her 9th birthday with the royals, sharing this sweet image of her. And joining me now for the latest is ITV News Royal editor Chris Shipp. Chris, let's start with the health of the princess. She's, of course, undergoing treatment for cancer, and obviously people are wondering how she's going. What's the latest? What did Prince William say?
Well, of course, every time Prince William does a public visit now, people are listening really, really carefully to see what he says about Kate. He's told us that she's doing well, but of course, we haven't seen her since that video she released before Easter, when she broke that news that she was not only had cancer, but that she was having what she called preventative chemotherapy. So every time William goes out, people want to know, hey, how is she? What's she doing? And at least we've had that little tiny bit of information from him that she's doing well. But clearly the focus of both of them today is going to be, as you've just been saying, on Princess Charlotte, who's having her 9th birthday, and a new picture taken by Kate, we're told, in the last couple of days in Windsor. And they released that just in the last hour or so.
Yes, can you believe that she is now 9 years old? It's just incredible, and it's a beautiful picture released by the palace there. Now, I want to ask you about King Charles, because he's actually met with cancer patients to mark his official return to public duties. Now, one patient said the monarch actually spoke about the shock of being diagnosed. I've got to say, Chris, it's really great to see him out and about again.
Do you know what? I was at the hospital just a couple of days ago with King Charles, and what struck me was a connection that he clearly had with the cancer patients. So remember, this is the first time his own doctors have allowed him to go back out to work in the public domain. He's, of course, done all that kind of official stuff behind the scenes. But this is his first public visit. He chose a cancer centre. And it was really clear to me, just by the way he kind of held their hands really tightly and wished them luck. And just as much as he was asking them how they are, they were asking him how he is as well. And he spoke about the shock of being given a cancer diagnosis, the one he got earlier this year. And, you know, when asked how he was, he said, "I'm doing all right, thank you." But I think he was really moved. And also the patients I spoke to afterwards who met him, they were really moved by that visit, and that he was able to come and see them, and chose a cancer centre as his first return to public engagements. But remember, the king still has cancer himself and is still getting treatment for cancer.
Yes, he is, but certainly it was great to see him looking quite well, I've got to say, under the circumstances. Now, Chris, despite early signs seeming to point to a family reunion, there are now reports that King Charles may be too busy to catch up with Prince Harry upon his return to London, of course, for the Invictus Games. Now, I mean, the King apparently has a rather full-on schedule, but do you think that this is deliberate to perhaps avoid his wayward son?
Look, I think that Prince Harry coming over, his father's got cancer. At some point, they're going to find a gap in the King's schedule. If you remember, just after the King announced he had cancer, Harry flew over from California. He saw him. It wasn't for very long, but, you know, then again, the King was off to Sandringham or something. He delayed his plans in order to see Harry. Of course, the one person Harry didn't see then when he came over was Prince William, and that tells you everything you need to know about the discord in that relationship between the two brothers. I suspect next week when Harry comes here, and must point out without Meghan, she's not going to this service at St Paul's Cathedral to mark the 10-year anniversary of the Invictus Games. But I think when he comes, he will probably see his dad. The bigger question really is whether or not he'll be able to see his brother, Prince William, and sister-in-law Kate, particularly given the news we were just talking about Kate having cancer. But Meghan is joining Meghan is joining Harry in Nigeria straight afterwards for another Invictus Games related visit. Interesting that she's not able to do the London visit, but is doing the Nigeria visit. And perhaps that tells you something about Meghan's relationship with the UK, still very much under strain after her exit from the royal family.
Yeah, it certainly appears that way. Chris Shipp, great to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this evening.